Easy to crochet a warming hat for beginner.